Good morning. We'll continue, of course, to watch those developments and the potential for any aftershocks. But the recovery effort, of course, and rescue efforts do continue there. Good morning, Bob, Brooke. Take a look at our calendar. We're inching closer and closer to Christmas Day. Wow, just right around the corner. Temperatures, instead of feeling like winter, which actually technically arrives on Saturday, winter solstice, we're going to actually bump up our temperatures. The heat across Southern California will be mostly in the 80s, believe it or not, as early as tomorrow. And the reason why is we do have this area of high pressure, and due to compressional heating, the Santa Ana winds are expected to blow through moderate to strong, depending on your location. So by tomorrow, we could be picking up additional 80s. Today, we're going to warm up just a tad more. Take a look at our wind futurecast as we animate this out. It's those vulnerable areas through canyons and passes and some of our local mountains. You can see a hint of that already developing. Eventually, we'll get a little stronger. Hence, a wind advisory will be in effect for the Santa Clarita Valley, the San Fernando Valley, and out towards much of Ventura County, where wind sustained between 20 to 30 miles an hour. And that will go along through the rest of the afternoon. But it's at 6 p.m. that we go from wind advisories to high wind warnings, and that'll stay in effect through tomorrow evening. We've got those highlighted contours where gusts could range up to 50 to even 60 miles an hour. We will have tabs and keep an eye on the Franklin fire as firefighters continue to contain that fire. Wind futurecast along the 15 freeway, still a problem for those campers. If you're planning on driving through those areas, please heads up. Maybe you want to reroute a little bit, especially this evening into tonight and overnight hours. It won't be until at least tomorrow night we see those winds subside, so that's a little good news. And rain futurecast, maybe slightly above normal in some areas in about 8 to 14 days. So next week, we do have eyes on a potential storm system that could deliver some measurable precipitation. Meanwhile, the other half of Southern California will be picking up right around what is expected for this time of year. But we have been very dry. The Santa Ana winds continue to dry us up. We're relative humidity down to 10 to 20%. Here's the breakdown of the 7-day forecast. So we'll be warming up today, especially into tomorrow. I'm going to call it hot because we are abnormally hot for this time of year, especially when we're dealing with 82 to 84 degrees, if not hotter than that. Thursday, we'll relax those winds, hence the temperatures will relax just a tad, and we'll get closer to normal as we start winter on Saturday. And our mountain communities, of course, also under red flag conditions from Ventura County mountains as well as LA County mountains. High deserts are dry, low deserts right around 78 degrees. We'll be watching Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside County. Currently, no wind alerts there. It may be just breezy, but we'll closely follow that. And
high pressure is in control of our weather, and that's going to keep that storm track away from us. It will also, unfortunately, kick up our winds. This area of high is going to give us those winds out of the north and northeast, and it's going to be around for the next couple of days. And the impacts from this offshore flow, strong offshore flow, will be those Santa Ana winds, sustained winds near 20 to 40 miles an hour, gusting to near 60. That's going to bring our relative humidity values down to 10, 20%. It's going to really dry out that already dry vegetation that we have outside. Some power outages, perhaps because of these strong winds, and of course travel will be impacted, not just hazardous, but potentially dangerous travel conditions, especially if you've got one of those high-profile vehicles or if you got those big motorhomes. You might want to postpone your travel, especially in these areas here, shaded in the pink color and the purpley, or rather mustard color with the high wind warnings in effect. The area that firefighters are trying to get a handle on, that Franklin fire, unfortunately, you're going to see those wind gusts again nearing 50 to 60 miles an hour. So the fire danger and the fire threat is certainly there again. So hopefully firefighters can work through that. In the meantime, here is our 7-day forecast. 73 today for downtown, 82 tomorrow. So even warmer conditions, mid-80s for the valleys and the IE. It's going to feel more like spring or summer as we get to our daytime highs the next several days. It starts to cool off on Friday, just in time for winter to officially arrive on Saturday. We'll bring those temperatures back down to the 60s, although still slightly above the average. We'll see plenty of sunshine. And then as we look ahead to perhaps Christmas Eve next week, Tuesday, there's a slim chance we could see some light precipitation. It's still a long ways away. Of course, we'll continue to watch the computer models and keep you posted. In the meantime, just keep that in the back of your mind. But in the meantime, the next 7 days looking dry. 67 today for the high desert areas in Lancaster, 78 Palm Springs, 55 up in the mountains in Big Bear. Red flag warnings continue through tomorrow, and then we will cool things down and bring us a little bit more of that cloud cover and the onshore flow as we get to the weekend.